Welcome to episode 15 of Generation Dragons. Steve, good to see you as always on this nice, lovely Sunday afternoon in this fine April. Cheers to you, good sir.
Nice. Cheers to indoor rainy Sunday, crafts with the kids, and just spending some indoor family time together.
Nice. Yeah, I was doing the same thing on my side. We watched a couple old Disney movies, and now we decided to have this chat, so we're doing this. And Steve, I gotta say, I like your shirt. Nice shirt, buddy.
Thanks, bro. Like your Zelda one.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. You know, because I changed up where we're sitting, so I figured I'd wear my Zelda shirt to go with my Zelda stuff right there.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Anywho,
hey, you know what? I just
up,
noticed we both have BB-8 behind our shoulders.
Yeah, this is right. This is true. I've got a couple of Halo guys over there.
And so do I.
Oh, look at that.
I have the Chief up there, and then I have a couple of Gears guys up there, but it's a little out of focus and small.
Oh yeah, fair. As usual, or getting right off topic. But Steve, I have to say, I watched Mortal Kombat last night, and that movie was excellent. It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it. The fight scenes, the guy that plays Kano is Tate from Superstore.
Oh, no way, man.
Yeah. So
I can't wait to watch this movie already.
He plays Kano perfectly. Like it's crazy how well they did that. I mean, it's gruesome. It's pretty, like, hearts being ripped out, you know, things of that nature. I
haven't watched it yet, simply because I want to be able to watch it, but the kids can't handle that. But I'll probably watch it tonight, I'm guessing, with the wife, if she's up for that. Like tomorrow, I'm actually off tomorrow, by the way.
Oh,
my
nice.
18th wedding anniversary, so maybe that'll be our anniversary movie since we can't go out anywhere. I don't think it'll fly, but I'll try.
No, probably not. Maybe if you watched Mortal Kombat, the X-rated version, you might be able to swing it down. Anywho,
I'm not opposed to
it. Good stuff. So, Steve, Mortal Kombat just came out. We've had some good video game movies in the past, and you know, as both you and I are big into the nerd culture, you know, MCU and the DC universe and all that stuff. Wanted to talk to you today. Well, I guess you wanted to talk to me today about kind of movies and TV shows that were either video game based or had references to video games and stuff like that in it. So
yeah, my whole idea was like, did you know this movie had this reference to this game? Or do you remember seeing this in this movie? Or heck, this movie is all about games, like, you know, Ready Player One, you know, kind of thing. So
yeah, true. So I mean, for me, a lot of my, like, I was a big, like, I really enjoyed the Mortal Kombat movie, this one. Back in the 90s, I really enjoyed the first Mortal Kombat, and then Annihilation, I can't even say the word, was okay. I mean, in comparison, was okay in comparison to the other. But I mean, like, by far best video game referenced movie for me. Well, it's a toss up. It's either Sonic or Wreck-It Ralph, and only Wreck-It Ralph because it's it's a Disney movie, and you know that we love Disney, and B, because it references, it's got everybody, right? It's got Street Fighter characters, it's got Mario, it's got Sonic, it's got a whole whack of Pac-Man.
I'd have to agree with you. It was a great movie. It was a lot of gems in there, and I wasn't as big a fan of Wreck-It Ralph 2, but I literally jumped out of my seat and pointed and yelled when I saw my company's logo come up in it, because it's an AV vendor, a security company, and you saw it up there with McAfee and all that. I'm like, they're so false. That's where I work.
That's where they paid so much money for that.
I tried to dig into the story, couldn't get any answers on it. I want to know how it got placed in there, but it is.
Yeah,
that's cool. There's a bunch of vendors in there.
Oh yeah. No, like I mean, we've got a list going, and it's like, you know, the references, like you said, Pac-Man and Tron, and which I semi-recall, but then again, it's been so long since I watched Tron, and I never really rewatched the old Tron, right? Like, I watched Tron Legacy or whatever it was, but I haven't watched the older Tron in some time, so I don't recall that, but it makes sense. We look at what other movies had
Well,
those
Tron
little
was AV is what he was, right?
right.
And so you'd have, I won't get into it too much, but I think it'd be a great movie for us to watch together at some night and go over a beer. It was, I watched it with the girls and then I watched the Neutron after, so just so they could pick up the story, and yeah, it was great. And that's how they actually started to listen to Daft Punk and things like that.
Nice, man. Yeah, no, I'm just thinking of the other games that had or other movies that were in games. A lot of the stuff is older, right? It's a lot. You don't see too much of the reference of newer games. Like Big Bang Theory you had Rock Band in there. They play Halo Night. They had the
That's
Xbox.
right.
They had the Master Chief behind them at some points.
It's because they're trying to open it like the movie to a wider audience, and it's easier for someone to remember an older game, especially if they don't play games these days and they did when they were young. So I think you see that, but you saw even in Ready Player One, if you read the novel, it's different.
Oh yeah.
There's no Halo and stuff like that in it, but they had to add all these they didn't have to, but they did, and I'm glad they did, just to reference newer things so people might get.
Yeah.
But God, I love that final battle of that movie. It was awesome.
Oh yeah. No, it
Love
was
that a lot. Not a lot of like, oh, that's a guy that can, so
yeah. No, I mean, I liked Ready Player One. I like the novel more than the book, the novel more than the book, the novel more than the movie, but I still like the movie. Like if I was going to do, but that's a lot of the times, right? Like I like the Harry Potter books more than the movies, but then I also like the movies too. Like the movies are good. So like but I'm not bashing them. And it's not one or the other. I like them more.
yeah, you go both ways. I get it. It's kind
Yeah.
of your MO.
Yeah, I go both ways. Yeah, that's exactly it. So, what do you? What's your thoughts? What do you think is your best? What's the best?
Okay, so I'm going to go at a different angle, but one that sticks out in my mind because I was blown away, and that'd be the Wizard. So it was the first time I saw the Power Glove, and I was just like, "That's so amazing!" It's so high tech. It's made from by NASA, which not really the story, but there's some NASA involvement there with development. But I was just blown away. And then at the end, they revealed Super Mario Brothers 3 for the first time.
Yeah.
And so that movie just, to me, it was awesome. And it's all about a little autistic kid that just wasn't quite social, but he was amazing at video games. And his brother and this girl they meet literally run away to go play in a tournament in California.
It's
great movie.
It's kind of like that movie. What was it called? But it was the movie where they were trying to break into Skywalker Ranch to watch episode 1.
Oh, what is that movie? I remember it so well now, but I can't think of the movie.
You know man, what? No, we'll have to look it up while we're doing this. But so one movie that just actually popped in my head here, talking about that. Oh man, and I just lost what that movie was.
Brain fart.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on the movie I just thought about. Anywho. Yeah, that's matter. I'll come back.
Okay, if it comes back to it. So, Sonic. I know you love Sonic, and I have to admit that was a really well done movie. But if we're going to, I was trying to lean a little bit towards hidden Easter eggs or something. So, I always thought in Terminator 2 when they have Missile Command reference, like they have the arcade in there. I'm like, it's just the perfect game to be placed in that movie about a nuclear apocalypse.
That's true. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mallrats at NHL. I mean, there's always. I like that one because Mallrats is one of my favorite, and I totally forgot about that. But then I do remember because they're sitting in the kiosk and playing at the kiosk in the mall. Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
If you remember Ghostbusters 2, I don't know if you do, but the NES Advantage joystick is used in it as. If I remember right, it was like used as part of a contraption or whatever. I'm like, that's a video game controller. That's I have that.
That's funny. That's funny.
Trying to think here. What else? Some other good references. Pixel, no references directly like that. Well, it is directly referenced, but they're the video games come to life.
Yeah.
Is that? What else do we got? What did I
Yeah.
write actually? Oh,
Well,
Funtendo on The Simpsons.
oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
They spoofed the Wii. Yeah. So
Oh
uh,
man. Oh man. Oh yeah. And then Scott Pilgrim. I mean, like that was the movie,
that was a
the
great movie.
graphic novels, and then the video game, which is an excellent video game.
I
Um,
was ignorant to Scott Pilgrim and what it was, and somebody just told me about it on a whim and lent me the movie, I think, on DVD back in 2000, like 7 or 8 or whatever it was. And I popped it in, and it immediately starts off with these weird, awesome visuals, and like somewhere in the far off
yeah.
land of Toronto, Canada, and then the where they're rocking out in the big, like kind of alternative grunge punk kind of music, and
Yeah.
zoom. It just like blew me away, and then like things are dropping into toonies and loonies when they're getting smashed. I'm like, this movie's awesome.
The Super Bomb Moms, I think they were called. I
Yeah,
think that
bomb
was
bomb. It was we are sex bomb.
oh yeah, Sex
That's
Bomb.
what they
That's
were.
it.
Sex bomb.
Sex Bomb, not Super Bomb. Yeah, Sex Bomb.
Yeah.
Oh man. So okay, yeah. I mean, there's so many that we could talk about too. Like that, we're just drawing blanks now, but there's so many.
I know, and I've only had one beer,
Yeah,
so it's not.
no, I just polished off mine. I may have to pause so I can go get another one. But anywho, um, how's your games been going with Outriders? Have you got any more? Have you been able to play any
Actually,
more?
not really. I've tried playing twice. I've just been too busy. Actually, I played a little bit this afternoon, but I'm kind of tapped out on level 21.
Hmm.
Just haven't had the time to really focus lately on them. So I actually was adding more games to my arcade and whatnot.
Nice.
I'm just trying to clean it up a bit. So I've been doing that a lot more instead of playing games the last few days. What about
Nice,
you?
nice. No, I haven't. I keep meaning. I would jump in. I'll jump in for half an hour and then get demolished because I'm playing by myself. And then just I haven't, but I keep meaning to play more. Excuse me, more of it. And
Well, if you
I've been reading
get a little
more.
higher, let me know.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Oh
could
yeah, for
play.
sure.
It doesn't play well though when you're not close to the same levels. I think I was telling you that last
Yeah,
time we chatted.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, like for me, I've been reading a lot of my like catching up on my Halo stuff. I've got a few books that I need to finish off before Infinite comes out, so I've been trying to get through those, and then
mhm.
catch up on comics and stuff like that. So I haven't been playing too much, but this week is on the 30th. We have Pokemon Snap and Returnal, which Returnal is a PS5 exclusive, and it looks pretty sweet. Like I'm pretty excited for that one. There's a lot of like stuff with the DualSense with the controllers, and um, so I'm looking forward to see what the reviews are and then see how that goes. But I've got a pre-order and I'm ready to go, ready to play something
You saw
else.
the AMD update to Xbox Series X and S, and coming to Sony as well. Did you see
Which
anything
one?
about that? There's an update by AMD for the graphics chip.
Oh yeah, oh, I heard about it. I didn't read into it though.
Yeah, so it'll be a while because developers will have to use it, and will they do anything backwards compatible? But it's supposed to bring some good enhancements to some of the graphics. I didn't really read too much into it; just kind of browse the article. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll see it when
Yeah,
it comes out,
yeah,
see
yeah,
what the
yeah,
difference is. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then talking about the updates, Series X, PS5, Returnal. Man, I'm just drawing blanks everywhere. I had something in my head and then just lost it. He'll come back to me. He'll come back to
yes.
me.
All right. How about we change gears then? We'll talk
Yeah,
about
sure.
something a little different. I was thinking this might be a little bit harder for you, but I get excited about retro stuff and toys specifically. And this one, why I think it's going to be tough for you is because you didn't really have play sets, and I wanted to talk a little bit about
Okay.
best play sets of all time.
Yeah,
With toys, and so we might just be brief on this because I don't want it to be all one sided. But if I had to say, you looking on the inside at the outside on some of these toy sets, is there anyone that you wish you had? Like, oh, that was awesome that they
yeah.
had
Oh yeah,
made that in the 80s or 90s. But
yeah.
what would be the first that comes to your head?
Oh yeah. I mean, the first one's the Technodrome from TMNT. I remember seeing that back in the day, and it's like, oh man, that's what I want, and that's the one. But
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest one. I mean, and even they've done it more recently, but I'm I enjoy TMNT, but I'm not collecting the toys or like that, right? So I'm not going to go buy the more recent stuff or try to hunt down the old ones. Steve, before we continue on, we're just going to take a quick commercial break here, and we'll just be right back. Hey, Steve. So, as I was saying, we were talking about the play sets and stuff like that. Yeah, so mine's the Technodrome. Like that was my big one, right? The other one would be Millennium Falcon and AT-ATs, like the Star Wars play sets. But then
come here, play with them anytime, man.
This is true. This is true. What about yourself?
So I had only a couple play sets. Most of them I played with friends or hand-me-down stuff I got later. But bar none, the best one I wish I could have had was the USS Flag G.I. Joe. It was an aircraft carrier. It was 6 feet long. You could put the striker on it. So basically the F-14, the G.I. Joe jet, which I had, which is like this big on its own. The thing was just massive. Then my second choice of all would have been Castle Grayskull. I never had it.
Right.
My brother did, but I never got that one. And God, I missed out on it. There's certain ones like with the Technodrome. For me, I was kind of just a little bit older with turtle toys and stuff like that, so I didn't get into them so much. But I'd say my next one would be Metroplex.
Right.
Because I had that kind of a play set. I played with him more as a big guy instead of a city, but once in a while I'd lay him out and use all the mini-cons or whatever the small ones were called. I can't remember offhand.
Not the headmasters, but yeah.
Like throttle bots and things like that.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like Bumblebee and things like that.
Right.
Size.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Omega Supreme. Because I would pretend like there's a little base inside, and I didn't have Omega Supreme back then, but my buddy did, and we'd have the tank rolling around patrolling. So
nice.
But yeah, those are my things. I'm just looking at the list right now that I put up there, and I have a bunch on there. You nailed the Falcon and the AT-AT right off the bat. There's one, if you were looking, I thought you'd poo-poo on, which is the STMG, so Star Trek: The Next Generation bridge.
Oh yeah, because I'm supposed to know what that says when I'm reading that, Steve. STMG bridge ST. I thought you were going to say Thundercat's Cat's Lair. I thought that would be the one I crap on, but no, yeah, that's true. I mean, but it depends, right? Like think of like the arc that we're getting, right? Until Tran with that, and like how cool would it be to have that, especially as a kid, those kind of toys to put in, like, haha, I've got my Optimus and he's now playing with Tiltran, right? Like that type of stuff, right? So I think that's pretty cool. I won't poo-poo on your Star Trek bridge.
So I always thought it was just kind of cool that they did that. And it would be neat. I would a little bit too old again for some of it, but maybe not in the beginning of it. But I just thought it was cool that you could have the bridge, and put all of them on there. The Snake Mountain I played a lot on with He-Man. Just one of my friends had Snake Mountain, so we played a lot in there. Was the Skeletor and the bad guys, and He-Man would come in there and bust them up. But other than that, Boulder Hill I always thought was really cool, which is from Mask. I don't know if you remember that, but
Mask, like the TV show? I mean, the movie?
No, the cartoon.
Oh no.
So they're vehicles that would slightly transform. They didn't turn into robots, but they would, like the main vehicle its doors would open up and it'd become its wings and it'd fly, and, or like the Rhino, the big truck, it would open up into a mobile base. But so Boulder Hill was like a gas station with a mountain on it and like had all these playset features. Stretching my memory to remember it, so as I literally typed that in from memory. I should have looked it up just to see if I'm remembering it right, but I remember just thinking, oh, that'd be a cool playset, because I always loved Mask. I like the idea that it made me think of Knight Rider Evolved. Like if Kit could like do more, like fly,
right,
come out and stuff like that. Now looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that was really far fetched. No wonder it was a kid's show, but so I loved it.
Well, thinking about playsets, I couldn't remember the name of it. Mighty Max. Those were the playsets. If you remember those, Polly Pocket, Mighty Max. So that was I had a few of those Mighty Maxes back in the day, but not many. I think I had 3, maybe 4. I don't
Okay.
no idea where they went. I think we must have donated them at some point through my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that would be the big one. And I finally remembered what I was thinking about when I was talking about games. So
Oh
I've been
yeah, it came back. What was it?
so I've been able to play. I got invited to the xCloud iOS beta, which leverages Safari, so it's all through a web browser. So I tried that one out. It plays pretty well. I tried it out on my PC. You can see I took a couple pictures of it for our Instagram. But yeah, I mean, it works well. Like I used on iOS, I was playing Banjo Kazooie with touch controls. Well,
How is it?
slight delay, not lag from the controls, like lag. It was
You think
lag
it's the
on.
hardware?
No, I'm in the hardware. I think it was the internet, because I would like disconnect. I would try to connect to the Wi-Fi, or I'd be connected to Wi-Fi,
Okay.
notice a lag, disconnect, go LTE, see what that was like, go back to Wi-Fi, and then it started eventually work. So yeah, worked out well that way. When I'm playing it on my PC on the Edge browser, go through the browser on PC, and I was playing MLB on that one. Played well. Timing was good. I was using a controller. Timing, like there was no lag input on that part. But the one thing I did notice was loading. So like a player running to go get the ball in the field. The field was kind of not pixelated. Yeah, I guess pixelated, but not really. Like when it kind of your screen starts loading, you can see the squares of.
Yeah.
So that's
Like watching a Sega CD video almost as it comes in.
Kind of, yeah. So that was it. I mean, I like it. It's cool. Not that I'm going to be playing it all the time, but it's just nice, to be able to access it. And that's the one thing with Xbox, that being able to have the cloud saves and, playing across, doesn't matter where I'm playing it, as long as I'm playing it on an Xbox system. So that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. That's actually one thing I really do love about playing on the Xbox is because I have multiple, I can just pick it up in any room, or I sometimes will just play remotely on
Right.
my mobile and attach a controller, clip it, especially if I'm upstairs and I just have to babysit some dinner or something. I'll play 15, 20 minutes, put it down, go back and check on the food.
Yeah.
So I love that. So I progress here, then it's like 8 o'clock at night and I have some time, and then I'll play in here, and just pick up where I was, and I love that. So
yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. 100%.
So I guess getting away from the play sets, I had a theory about why play sets just stopped being made, because like they were heavy in the 80s, still there in the 90s, but fading off. And by the 2000s, you don't really see play sets anymore.
No.
And I think it's because games just got better and better and more popular, and not just games, the play sets are pricey. And so the combination of both of those, like if I wanted to play He-Man and the Master of the Universe, I could get into the castle. I can see all the bad guys. I can, all the characters are there, depending on how they put the game together in a, let's say a $70, $80 game. A playset is going to be $130, $200 these days.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe $350. It's just, let's just dumb it down and say you could buy a playset for even $80.
Right.
Depending on size. You're still getting more value out of the game, I think. Unless you're going to be collecting it, meaning collecting the playset, which you see Castle Grayskull out there, you have to tell me, man. I'm not missing it this time. I've been waiting for the new one to come out forever.
No, I haven't seen them yet, but I mean, everything's been closed for the last month.
It's horrible.
So
we went, getting off topic like always, but we went to Walmart when we had our shot last week, and everything's closed except for the food part. And I'm like, this is crazy. We're already in here, and all they're doing is congregating us into a smaller area in the store.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta buy underwear, you gotta buy socks, shirts, whatever, deodorant. I think you can buy that actually, but I was just like, this is a bad way to do it. Either just shut everything down and have us order everything in, or let it open with restrictions, as you're already going to be exposed to the people. But anyway, I don't want to get all political and stuff. But,
that's it. No, yeah, no, that's cool, man. I'm just thinking here with I mean, I would agree with you on the play sets. I mean, again, you get the kids play sets and stuff like that, right? The normal $70 $50 to $70 play sets, but they're more directed
toddler,
out.
right?
Yeah,
Kiddie.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking about like older kids, that were playing. You can get the Death Star, right? When you're a kid, you
Yeah.
had the real Ghostbusters Firehouse, stuff like that. What else do I have on my list here? I had Fort Max, Grayskull. Oh, GI Joe headquarters. That's something I do have,
Yeah.
and that thing is awesome because it's like this big. It has a jail cell. It has a command center. It has a place for your tank, which I had. That the turret sticks out. Had a jack up for the Jeep, the Vamp Jeep, which I have. The helicopter has a landing pad. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But
That's sweet.
it was modular, so we just take it outside, and we'd be playing in the grass or sand, and you'd be doing all these like attack scenes, like Cobra's coming to destroy the base and whatnot. So, but
Yeah. No, I never had play sets, man. None of my friends did. Well, again, like you said, they kind of died out by the late 90s because you're very like it's probably very true with what you're saying because games started to improve. Excuse me. More people had them in their households at that time, right? More people are starting to pick up the NES and Super NES and N64 and Sega, all the Genesis and stuff like that, right? So that's it, dude.
yeah,
100%. I agree with you on that front. Well, dude, I think we should call it a day for today. I have a concern with the way this recording may or may not save, so fingers crossed it saves properly. And guys, if you hear this part, sorry for listening to this part. Anywho, Steve, as always, it was good chatting with you. We'll make sure we chat again this week. And have yourself a fine day. As always,
keep collecting,
keep gaming,
keep safe.
keep safe.